RFK Jr. has
Oh
now been
wait, can I
officially
turn on my
selected
phone?
as the Health and Human Services Secretary, as appointed by the Trump administration. And this is a summary of it. Check it out.
All right, the last time a Kennedy has served in a presidential cabinet was Robert F. Kennedy Sr. when he was the Attorney General for his brother, John F. Kennedy. Now, Robert F. Kennedy, his son, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is going to be serving in a cabinet position, but for a Republican president, Donald Trump. The Trump campaign making it official that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be his next Health and Human Services Secretary. Aisha Hosni has the latest right now from West Palm Beach, Florida. Aisha.
We said it might happen in your hour. We were waiting for it, and here it is. It's like they were watching us. So Don Jr. actually tweeted it out first, and then shortly after, his father tweeted it as well. And the president-elect saying this about RFK Jr., that Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who've engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health. And he believes that Kennedy will be able to wrangle all of these different agencies and get them back to the gold standard. So here's another pick that isn't as surprising as some of the other ones. The name had been floated for a while, and we knew that on the campaign trail, the former president had talked about giving him a health-related role. So this was definitely something that was not a huge surprise. I will say I'm hearing from some Hill sources now, Neil, that are telling me that this is going to be another one that might have.
So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much that. RFK Jr. has now been appointed to the Health and Human Services Secretary position, as promised by Trump, along with a lot of other people that have been appointed to positions. And Trump is keeping his word and working with people that, basically is across the aisle that traditionally was not Republican. And he's putting them in position in order to be successful. He's appointed Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to audit the federal government, and that is supposed to be done by 2026. And the goal is to save 2 trillion and eliminate a bunch of bloatware in these departments. He's appointed Tulsi Gabbard. He's also made several women a part of his cabinet, and now he's announced that RFK Jr. is going to be the Health and Human Services Secretary, because one of the things that RFK Jr. really stood on is our health, our food, FDA, so on and so forth. Carrie, what is your perspective and your opinion? Because you are one of the biggest RFK Jr. fans that I know.
Supporters. I am so excited. I'm just excited. I'm just so happy. I'm excited.
Why are you happy about it? Why
Seriously.
is he so happy about this one?
Be um because I know how important this is to RFK. I know, and he has been working from the legal side for years. He is healthy himself. Like if you listen to what he does every day and all of that, so he lives what he talks. And then um okay, so before the election, way before the election, I told my husband, I was like, you know why? It would be wonderful if instead of it being presidents running against one another, they could just all work together. Obviously, this was like wishful thinking, but I was like, it would be so dope. So to me, what's happening with Trump and RFK and Elon and Tulsi and even Vance and um the some other people who are not the Callies. I don't know if you guys know who those are, the food people. Like all of the team that he's putting together, to me, is the second best thing of pulling together multiple people to, in a sense, run the country. I know Trump is going to be the president, but I just really believe the team that he's pulling together. So with health and RFK, I'm just excited to see all of the changes. And it's personal to me because chronic illness is what has hit my family. I mean, it's what has hit so many of our families. So I just believe that he's going to make a significant difference in the long run, as it relates to health in America and specifically to our kids. because they're kind of just left with the bad decisions that many of us and our elders have made. And he, to me, is very dedicated to changing that. And Trump, I think Trump doesn't quite see it. Like, Trump's not as passionate about health as RFK is. You can tell. And I'm okay with that because he doesn't have to be, because he gave him total control over that space. And to me,
Yeah.
that's even better. To me, that's even better. So I'm just excited, and I'm doing my best to play my part and play my role in it. It's unfortunate because some people seemed upset about it, but I think that that's because they're still buying into some of what they may have heard about RFK. But in time, it doesn't matter because what he does is going to impact everybody's household, I believe. So I'm excited.
What do you say? Why you say some people were upset?
Because what even made me look this up was somebody in my Facebook group was saying like we're doomed. I don't know why. I don't know, none of the people who I've seen make
We're doomed
negative
because we got
comments get
RFK Jr.
They think he's an
right, Anton.
anti-vaxxer. That's why.
Right. I don't
And
that's
it's so stupid because he's not talking about
she's
not being vaccinated. He's talking about the unnecessary vaccines. Like most of the vaccines you don't even need. And if you have a baby, your baby's nowhere, well, only in between maybe 5 to 7 pounds when it's born. The vaccines say you need to be at least 180 pounds to absorb it. So what is a newborn doing with those vaccines? And
Mm.
they're not tested. None of them.
Do y'all
Yeah,
think that people are just saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Slimmy.
I got a problem with vaccinations anyway. So
Do
I
y'all
just
think
wish he
that?
didn't.
Do y'all think
I
that
wish he
is
didn't.
it's difficult for people to when we not speaking, y'all just mute because I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Do y'all think that it's difficult for people to just accept that we are actually going in the right direction? Because I see people that no matter what Trump does, I mean, he could say, hey, we need to audit the federal government, which shouldn't be something that is dividing. That should be something that everybody wants, regardless of if you're a part of the Green Party, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, whatever. Right? He says we're going to appoint RFK Jr. in order to oversee health and human services and to basically rebuild the FDA because we need to go through and figure out what the hell is in our food. And everybody knows that if you just look at the back of the thing on the ingredients, it's a bunch of trash on the food, right? Like, do y'all think that there's people that no matter what happens, they're going to criticize the decisions that's being made from a political perspective, even if it's something that they originally agree with?
Yeah.
I think
And
it's all good and fun.
Go ahead, Miga. Quentin is eating.
yeah, he gonna sit
What's
there and eat his
good?
food. So
I do what you're
anyway,
supposed to do. When someone else is talking, you stop talking. That's so I stop talking.
okay, thank you. Gracias. So what I was saying was I think at the end of the day, RFK scares the swamp because if you have somebody like RFK in there, he's going to go after the pharmaceutical companies because he knows exactly what he's looking for. He knows the studies that the NIH does. So I think they're definitely scared. And honestly and truly, when you look at it, each party goes after different people, but they made all that smoke about Holman, right? But Holman worked for 5 presidents, one of them being their favorite, Barack Obama, and he did the same deportation under Barack Obama, mass deportation of
That's
6
true.
million people.
That's true.
So what's the difference between Holman working for Obama and being the deporter in chief and him working for Trump and being a deporter in chief? They just don't like Trump. So they're going to make a big hoopla about it that they wouldn't make about um, anybody under Obama.
I think it's
so
more than them not liking Trump.
what do
Well,
I don't
you
yeah,
I
but
don't
I'm just saying the surface level is they don't like Trump.
what I think it
I said
is
surface.
they're they're told to not like Trump and they're doing what they're told. That's what it is. They've been fed by the media that this dude is a racist, this dude is this dude is that, and they just Agree. There's no, I mean, I never ever heard of Trump being a racist, ever. All I remember this dude was being around black people, and I'm like, damn. And then he filed for bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ever remember this dude, man. Like, I'm dead
So
serious. I never heard anything bad about him. And then all of this stuff started popping up that he don't like black people being in his buildings. No, he didn't like low income. He didn't want low income people in his buildings. That doesn't mean black. It's just this is how you know people
It
just
means
accept what
poor.
the media they accept what the media tells them because you heard low income and you thought black. You are the fucking problem. You are the fucking problem. Nobody said Trump didn't like black people, and there's no evidence of that shit. It's never been any evidence. But because some people didn't want him to run, the good old boys didn't want him to get in office. They said, oh, yeah, he's racist. They brought up all this shit, all the fake shit, all the shit about the women. They tried to throw this dude in prison so he couldn't run again. It's insane. So people are being told you can't like Trump, so they don't because they don't think for themselves. That's all it is. People do not
so
think for themselves.
so 4 hours ago, somebody who I'm Facebook friends with, who also turned her photo black a couple of days ago,
Didn't
said
they do that for Black Lives Matter?
her her emotional status is she's feeling sad, and she said we're going to hell in a handbasket. This is what made me look up RFK. And somebody said quickly too, and then they said, okay, Matt Gaetz and RFK Jr. Now who has a guess what job Marjorie Greene is gonna get? This is gonna be the longest 4 years ever. Yeah, we're going to gasoline drawers. Unreal. We're not even going in a handbasket, and it keeps going and going and going. Like
But
four
yet
hours ago.
they was okay with Liz Cheney.
But I guess that got like I don't get it because, like I said, whenever I hear stuff like this, there's no backside, there's no reasoning. So you're left with, okay, we're going to hell in a handbasket. Why?
Like with
This is
Anton
what,
the other night, I caught a little bit of the playback of the show on Monday, and Anton asked one of the guys, well, why don't you like what policy or something that you don't like of Trump's? And he went to sighing and all this other stuff, just like buying time. I'm a woman, I know what's buying time. Okay, just and I'm just like, because they don't know. They don't
they
know.
don't
And if you
know.
ask them about that court case, oh, he's a felon of what? What
Right,
did he get convicted of? Nothing. Okay.
right. And like the other day, my husband was talking to his friend, and I was just itching to say something. He was like, you could say something. So I was like, the premise for us to have this conversation is you can't use anything from Project 2025. All of his talk, all of his points that he was trying to argue were coming from Project 2025. And I'm like, the man had, like, that's not his. So outside of that, outside of giving something from Project 2025, I have not heard anybody be able to say much of anything. Yes, Quentin, you have your hand raised.
I do have my hand raised. I wanted to say this previous to you and Mika letting Slimmy get off his incorrect information about Trump renting to black people. That's actually incorrect, and he was sued for that, and he paid up him along with other
No, he
proprietors.
settled. There's a difference. He settled.
Nick, what he said it
Words
was
have
fake news.
meaning.
It's not.
Words
It's
have
not fake
meaning. He
news.
settled.
It's
He didn't
it's
pay up.
not
He
fake news.
settled. He
Settle,
settled.
nigga.
So
You
that
nigga,
doesn't mean
money came out
guilt.
of his pocket, nigga. What the
That
fuck
doesn't
you
mean guilt. He
mean?
settled.
That's a good point.
Oh,
That's
that
true.
doesn't mean guilt. Okay, okay,
No, no, no. We're gonna acknowledge when
okay,
I'm right, just
okay,
like I
nigga,
acknowledged when you were right. We're gonna
nigga.
acknowledge it.
Okay,
It
nigga. I'm
doesn't.
going ahead and pay these
Watch
niggas
Suits,
millions.
Quentin. Watch Suits. If you watch
Okay,
Suits, then you'll get the difference.
I know the difference, nigga. I ain't stupid. I know it, but
Then
this
why you
nigga act
bring it
like it
up?
didn't. He act like it didn't happen. It was just fake news that nothing happened, nigga. It's not fake news. The shit went to court, nigga.
No,
It
it's
wasn't
fake.
fake.
No, it's fake news. Okay, the demographic.
No,
The
Nigga,
demographic.
y'all, this is the problem with you niggas. Y'all don't, y'all are so 10 toes down for Trump. You don't
He
have
just
to be
wanted to
this hardcore
argue.
for
There we
Trump,
go. Come
even
on.
though you fucking voted for him. Nigga, I voted for Trump because he makes my life better, not because he's a good person. I'm sorry. Like, let's be real. Like, I know he's gonna
But
get
what
shit
makes him
done.
not a good
That nigga got
person?
sketchy
Who
shit in
said
his
that?
closet, but I just
Man,
don't
What
give a
makes
shit.
him not a good
hold
person?
on, hold on,
Y'all
hold on.
niggas
Quentin,
act like
Quentin,
this
Quentin,
nigga ain't scared.
Quentin,
This nigga
Quentin.
is scared. That nigga's Trump will tell you to your face he's scared you, just like the Fugazi nigga. All heart of hearts, pillow
There's
talking.
not
That
there's
nigga
What
not
you
was like,
talking
there's nothing
about?
sketchy about.
I'm gonna help these niggas out, but I got over on them for a second time.
Man,
What
Quentin,
is what is sketchy about
let that
him? I'm
filibuster,
trying to figure
man.
out.
Stop that shit, bro. Like, first off, ain't nobody up here said Trump was a good person. Nobody's talking about him being a good person. I said there was nobody ever calling this dude racist before he started to run. That shit was not a real thing. He was always around black people. It was always pictures
People
of
were
him
calling
around
him
black
racist.
people.
It just
Where do you
wasn't
be
on the
getting this
media.
other
People
information
were
from? What
calling
do
him
you be
racist.
listening to?
100% people were calling him racist. It just wasn't on TV.
No, because if you're talking
So
about
then,
It
the
how did
wasn't
you
on
hear
DOJ
about
TV.
thing,
it? So then, how did
It
you hear
wasn't on
about
Quentin,
it?
TV. It wasn't
Quentin,
on
Quentin.
TV.
If it wasn't on TV, then how did you hear about it?
Nigga, on TV, that doesn't mean no one was calling him racist before it got on TV. What the fuck are you
you
saying?
just
Just because
you
you didn't
just
know
said
about it,
you
niggas say
just.
shit about me, but if it
But
ain't
how
on
do
here,
you
you don't
know?
fucking, you
How do
can't
you
tell me that
know?
no, no,
nobody called this nigga
no,
racist.
no,
Oh, so
because
you don't
The
know
no,
bullshit
though.
that
because
came
here's the
out
But you
about
thing.
don't
him.
know.
Nigga,
No,
let me
Quentin, because
talk.
here's the thing.
Damn it.
No, no, I don't care how much you slam on your belt.
Quentin, can you hear me?
Here's the
Quentin, can you
thing.
hear
Here's the
me?
thing. In DC, we have this thing where you have to keep 10% of the apartments or the structure for low income, and they tear up these buildings, and then they move out and they go to another building. What Trump was saying is, I don't want that in my building. It is what it is. Sue me.
Yeah, also
What's wrong
Quentin,
with that?
you
That's
gotta
not
remember one
racist.
thing, and this is how I know
Yeah, that Nelson Mandela thing
you
is
you
deep.
you you being disingenuous. Because all
Nigga,
for a
spell
whole
disingenuous. Tell me what disingenuous mean before you use it in a sentence. What does it mean? What does that
You.
mean? What? No, nigga, I want Slimmy to tell me what this. Put your hands up, cause I don't want you reading shit. I don't want you to tell me without. Look, that nigga looking at the screen. That
we're
nigga
not
about
about
to
to
read
do
it.
this.
What?
We're
What
not
does
about to do this.
disingenuous mean? What does that even
We're
mean?
not about to do this.
I never
We're
heard
not about
nobody
to do
say
this.
disingenuous
You're
until
not gonna
Candace Samuel
deflect.
said it.
You're
What
not
does
gonna
that
deflect.
mean?
You're not gonna deflect from this L. I
There
took
go
my L from
deflecting. I
you.
stand on my
I
shit and
took
I
my L from
substantiated,
you.
my nigga.
You I took my L from you. You take this L right here. I took my L from you. You take this
Nigga,
L
you
right
said,
here
I still,
because
you was still
for
wrong. You ain't
years
take no L.
you gotta
Are
let
you
me
still
land.
wrong? You still wrong. I still don't believe it.
You done?
No, I'm not done. No, you're wrong. You're
Okay,
wrong.
get it all out.
There was
Go ahead.
apartments available. A black people is available. Hey, come rent me. Then a black person to go rent to a from right now. Sorry, it's
No,
not
they try to come
available.
in there with their
It's not
vouchers. He said,
available
hell no.
anymore.
He said
It's not
no.
available anymore.
He said no. And I don't
He
blame
didn't
him.
say no because he wasn't doing it. It was the other people said no. It wasn't him. What are you talking about?
It's
You
He
his
didn't say
done?
place.
that.
It doesn't matter. I don't if I don't want low income people in my property, I don't want them.
Yeah, that's period. So the thing is, like, that's still an accusation, and and it end up going to court. It gets settled. Blah blah blah. Now for years, and Trump never addressed it. He never he don't address it. For years, Tommy Hilfiger was called a racist, and he was told everybody wanted to say like, oh, black people don't want you wearing it. He don't want black people wearing his clothes, to the point where he had to go on Oprah Winfrey. He addressed it. He was called a racist for years. People was boycotting his stuff. He went out there and had to actually talk about this on a talk show. Trump just didn't do it. Trump just didn't do it. He didn't do it, man. So it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say like all that stuff was going on, but like it always shows. Like, the dude still gave to black people. He still hung around black people. He ain't never changed up. I don't know where you getting all this stuff from.
Yeah, I go by number one. My big thing is that black people call everybody racist that they don't get their way with if they from a different demographic. That's number one. Number two, there's too many people that speaks up on his behalf that says that he's helped them, that he's funded their campaign. He's funded a lot of different people that ran for president. He funded that Jesse Jackson. He flew back Nelson Mandela. He's done too much for me to say that somebody is racist. And what I found is that just because people say something doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And so what I've done is I've done my own research and I've discovered new things that people introduced me to. Mike Tyson said that he's one of the best human beings that he's ever met in his entire life, and he's known him
Yeah, he did.
for years.
Hmm.
And so what I see is that I look at people's actions, not necessarily what it is that somebody accused you of. Listen, I see black people that I don't want to rent to. I see
What?
white people.
But
I see
it's
white
okay
people
if
that I
you.
don't.
That's not my argument.
Should I throw my hands up in the air and slap the table because you just interrupted me, or no?
Yes, yes, you fucking should. Yes,
I just want to
yes,
know. Oh, no, I'm cool with it. I just
yeah.
want to. I
No,
just
no,
want to
but
show
I'm
you
not
who
gonna
you are.
keep. I stopped. I stopped. I don't interrupt and keep talking like you didn't say nothing. I shut up.
Do your thing. I'm cool. You can interrupt me. I ain't tripping. You the only one that complain
No,
about it.
because I'm not rude. I don't interrupt someone and just keep talking, even though I didn't stop talking. Mika,
Child, I
Carrie,
haven't said one thing to you.
Slimmy.
Every time we have started talking at the same time, Mika as well, she stopped when you stopped. I stopped when you stopped. We all stopped. Nobody's like interrupting
Nah,
you and then
nigga,
we
y'all
keep
get
going.
louder,
He know,
nigga.
and he
Y'all
looked
get
me dead in my
louder.
eyeball, and was like, "I'm,
He just
Mhm.
pick. Listen, y'all got to understand that he pick on y'all because he like y'all. So it's cool. It's not a big deal.
I
But the
just like I didn't. I just think you guys are lying. I have a white male friend who owns a car. This doesn't mean that he's racist, but he did it. He told me he has like the like normal car dealerships, and then he has the buy here, pay here, no credit check car dealership. And he said the only radio stations that he advertised the buy here, pay here, good credit, no credit, bad credit is on the black people radio station.
yeah, that's knowing your demographics. That's called marketing. That ain't got nothing to do with racism."
That's Trump doing his demographic, but y'all just outwardly saying he didn't do it. Yeah, he did. I didn't say there's nothing wrong with it, but he
If
did
I
that
know,
shit.
okay, so
That's
okay,
a
that's
totally
just like
different
if I was a
thing.
drug dealer. Hold on, that's just like if I was a drug dealer, right? If you understand drug demographics, crack was bigger with black people than regular cocaine was. That's why crack got different sentences than
I didn't know it was a difference. I
cocaine.
thought it was the same thing.
So what I'm saying is different demographics do different things. So if I'm a marketer, if I know this demographic does this for whatever reasons, that's where I'm a market at. What's the problem?
I know too many. Like, I mean, again, where Barack Obama would have never freed Kwame Kilpatrick, the former mayor of Detroit, and I talk to him all the time. He never even expected for Trump to just free him, and Trump never asked anything from him.
Yeah, Judge
I
Mm.
mean,
Joe
I'm,
Brown
I'm just
said he does
it's
that
too
all the
many
time.
examples. It's too many examples that we can cite. I think that personally, I just believe that the whole racism trope is an easy, low hanging fruit thing for people to say in order to try to diminish somebody's character. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. It's easy for somebody to just say something and just throw something out there. One of the first people that he rocked with was Ben Carson. Ben Carson is one of the most intelligent people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just keep going on and on, but
Anton, did you see when they were doing the Republican, I think it was the debate, and it had Jeb Bush and all them on it, and they were calling all of them out, and they never called Ben Carson. So Donald Trump stood in the back to stand with Ben Carson and made them say Dr. Ben Carson
yeah,
because
I
they
don't
had to
think
call
that
Donald
Trump
Trump.
cares about what color you are. He only care about winning, and he cares about getting to that bag. Now you can say that that's whatever, narcissistic. You can say that it's opportunistic, capitalistic. You can say a lot of things. But I don't think he give a fuck about what color you are as long as you align with what he trying to do. He gonna rock. I don't think he care about if you're a woman, a man, none of that shit. He gonna get whatever he gonna get. And if it benefits y'all, if you make $1 million, but he make 1 million or 2 million or whatever, then I think that he fucking with you. I don't think he cares about what you are. I think that he is 100% focused on being a businessman, and I think he's 100% focused on winning. All that shit, other shit, I don't think he care about. I don't think he care about. And I can fuck
Yeah,
with that because I'm not, and I'm not trying to be your friend. I just want you to listen. If you and me, we don't necessarily got to be friends, but if you're not a pedophile and we both align on this thing here, okay, we can. You know what? Let's just make it. I'm not asking you what you doing in your fucking care. We don't check our bosses to see if he have twice divorced. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if he twice divorced. Nigga, I want to know: is you running the company right or no? Is my paycheck gonna be there or no? Like,
That's
nigga,
always their argument, though, Anton.
give
They'll be
a
like,
fuck
"Oh,
about what you got going on.
how can you vote for him though?" Like, I'll name all this stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, that's good, and his policies are good, but his character." And I'm like,
Nigga, is you closing the border or no? Is you fixing this food or what? Is you auditing the government? Is you cleaning the swamp or what?